So, I wanted to talk a little bit about past lives. I've done past life readings for 6 or so years. Um, Very specific way I do them, and I do written readings. So, I'm able to keep a record of the past life that comes through. Typically, me and the client, as they're reading, they're in observation mode, and we are going through this life from a bird's eye kind of perspective. But recently, I've had some of my own past lives come through quite a different way. So, from August 1st through August 17th, I had two past lives come through very differently. So, for me, I was having extreme feelings, irrational feelings of shame and guilt and misery. So, I decided to trace these feelings back. And as I traced them back, a man appeared. And this man told me his name was James. And it's a lot like when you're talking to an earthbound spirit, because they're in front of you in your mind's eye, they're there, the light's always behind them, they're talking to you. And James told me that through energy, through emotion, that he had anger, lust, which is really funny because I'm damn near asexual in this life. He had extreme lust. He had bitterness, rage, violence, hostility, all of these emotions that I was feeling as he was projecting it to me. And I began having extreme compassion because I was feeling the anguish. And part of my mother energy is I have unconditional compassion for pretty much anything. So I started feeling extreme compassion, started crying, like I'm really connecting with his energy. And he told me he came before the light came. So I believe that means he came before I had my awakening. And that he was sorry that he had made me carry all of these feelings, that they needed to be resolved through my forgiveness. So, this is a past life that is appearing to me in full intelligence and full consciousness of its own, coming to me, telling me in this current life that I need or asking me to forgive them for what did he call it? Gross negligence of his soul. So, being that it was me allowed a special kind of compassion to come forth, and I was able to forgive his energy, forgive the things that he did based on that emotional energy, to unburden him. He was afraid of retribution. He was afraid to go into the light because of retribution. So, this is a soul aspect of me, a past life fragment that is wholly unto itself. And it couldn't cross over. It couldn't go back to the light. It couldn't go back to source, high self. It couldn't go back. And that's why I was feeling all these unresolved feelings. So, I literally took him to the light, forgave, told him all was forgiven, and that retribution was not in the light, that redemption was in the light. And he said, "Thank you. Because of you, I can now go home." And he needed my forgiveness. I needed my forgiveness in this life. So he crossed over. And then on the 17th, that was on August 1st, on the 17th, I had extreme feelings of guilt, and a different kind of guilt and a different kind of shame that came through as something terrible is about to happen, like you're going to get caught kind of feeling. So I'm like, okay, I just went through this. I'm going to trace this one back. So I traced it back, and a man named Frank appeared. And the visions I was getting with Frank, again, a terrified feeling. I'm going to get caught. This is so much guilt. Like, you've been just in terrible fear. And the visions I was getting was olden times, and I kept picking up Roman times and coins. He was keeping coins, and he was what felt like not paying Roman taxes. He had more than he should have had. He was like hoarding it. He wasn't paying it. There was another individual involved that was kind of urging him to do it the wrong way. And what I saw was the authorities busting in the little house, and taking him into custody. And the absolute guilt that this aspect of me felt, this past life felt, was horrendous. It was also extreme terror, because what happened from the vision I was getting was that he was killed for doing this. So I have money blocks in this life, and I have, this past year, as this energy has rose in me, I have become afraid to make money. Something terrible is going to happen, and all of this irrational stuff. And that's why I traced it back, because big money block. And that's the vision I saw. And I went through the same process. He needed me. It wasn't so much I needed to forgive him. He asked forgiveness for making me feel that way. But what he needed was to convey to me to do things right. That was his message. We hugged, we embraced, all was forgiven, and he came with a message to do things the right way. Don't be coerced into doing things the wrong way. Don't get yourself in trouble. Don't allow huge consequences to fall upon you because you did something wrong. Do it the right way this time. Do it the right way. So we talked about that, and he crossed into the light, and there he went. So I've had two male lives come to me in physical to ask forgiveness and relay a message. So what I've learned through this is your soul family is you. Your past lives, who you have been, many times are still wholly individual beings. Their personality, their spirit is still them. And from that time, or from in between, they are able to come forward and convey a message to the current you, who can provide forgiveness or receive a message that allows that aspect, that soul identity, to be reabsorbed once those things have been received. So, soul family is who you've been. It is your soul family of all these individuals you have been that can still independently communicate with the current you now. And a lot of times there's psychic bleed through because we have traumatic experiences in past lives, traumatic death, anything like that, and it can bleed through into this life. And on the other side of that, positive things bleed through. That's actually the purpose. We want the positive attributes of our past lives to be manifested in this life. It is the accumulation of spiritual power, soul power. Your own power is to allow the positive in and to forgive and release the negative. So soul family has way more meaning than, oh, people you've incarnated with throughout lifetimes. It is who you've been throughout lifetimes that can come back to you and impart a message, allow abilities to come through, clear your energy from past life trauma. All of that is possible through the individuation of these soul aspects. So if you've ever been interested or wanted to do a past life reading and you have issues going on, irrational feelings, irrational guilt, irrational shame, irrational fear, these things can very, very likely be a bleed through from a past life. And you can access this past life by tracing it back, literally pull yourself toward it, and these aspects will come through for you and tell you and show you what happened and tell you what is needed. And you're able to then complete the circle and release the negative, let it be absorbed back into the light where it becomes beauty and purity again. And you're able to absorb the positive, which adds to your soul in this life and connects you to all your past lives of light, abilities, special things about you, your compassion, your generosity, your intellect. All of these positive things can come through from past lives. They do come through from past lives. And through working with these energies, you really are able to feel your soul family on a whole different way than you might have been experiencing or thinking about it before. So, a lot of things have been going on. I've wanted to share that with you because I know the collective here has a lot of similar experiences as me, often going through the same things as me. So, if you have these irrational feelings, I highly recommend center yourself, trace it back, and let these aspects of yourself, these past selves, speak to you so that you can clear this energy and allow true soul light to come in. So that's my advice. I hope you were able to get something from this video, and thank you for listening.